It is often called modern-day slavery. Human trafficking in Louisiana is not just a big city problem. Experts say it's even found its way into rural areas, and the number of victims in Louisiana has been increasing for years.
In an interview you'll see only on 6, Chief Investigative Reporter Greg LaRose talks with Governor John Bel Edwards about what he's doing to reverse the trend.
We always associated this with third world undeveloped countries, but that's just not the nature of human trafficking. When you become aware of the scale of the problem, just as a human being, you've got to take action.
This year, the legislature funded an office under the governor that will combat human trafficking. In an exclusive one-on-one interview, the governor shared with us his goals for that new office.
So this is a vile industry. It's a vile practice. And so that's why we have to have this new approach.
It's no secret that human trafficking has spread in Louisiana, but only in recent years have leaders determined the scope of the problem. The state started compiling data on victims in 2015. Their numbers have increased up until the pandemic. It doesn't seem anyone's really made an appreciable dent in this. What leads you to believe that your approach is going to be effective?
Well, first of all, if I didn't believe that, we could just throw our hands up and give up, right? But we're never going to do that.
Governor Edwards says just getting a confirmed count of victims is a step in the right direction. It also reflects survivors being rescued from their traffickers.
It is working, but the harder you work it, quite often the larger the problem appears. But the problem probably isn't worse today than it was 5 years ago. It's just we're doing a much better job of understanding it and identifying the victims.
The studies are great. The data is great. But if we're not putting funding behind what we're doing as it relates to the people on that personal level, for victims that has experienced this, I mean, you know, the job you're doing is really, it makes no sense.
Juanita Carruth of New Orleans is the mother of a sex trafficking survivor. The governor has named her to an advisory commission that will guide his new Office of Human Trafficking Prevention.
I want mothers, I want fathers, I want the kids to come to the table and voice their opinion, give them a voice. You know, let's take the politics out, and we must look at each other as human. We all are human, and it can happen to any of them.
Juanita Carruth has a compelling story to tell. I hope people will pay attention to that, because this problem affects children of all socioeconomic backgrounds.
One issue Juanita has identified is Louisiana's foster care system. The state placed her daughter in a foster home where Juanita said she didn't get basic care, much less the services she needed. This isn't a new revelation to the state. Its Department of Children and Family Services conducted regional summits 4 years ago. Officials learned then that when some trafficked children were put into foster homes, they recruited other vulnerable youth into the sex trade. Again and again we hear that there is this gap in the foster care system. What's being done specifically within DCFS to close that gap?
We take this very personally because kids in foster care, they're in the state's custody. And as a governor of the state, I take it personally when they don't receive the very best of services or when they are victimized again.
The governor says the emphasis at DCFS is on training caseworkers to recognize the services that survivors need and then connecting them to resources. So the help they get just isn't a quick fix, but a long-term solution.
But what you cannot do is pretend you don't have a problem and pretend that somebody else is responsible for solving that problem.
Edwards says another priority for his Office of Human Trafficking Prevention is to coordinate efforts among law enforcement and service providers. Its job will be to link agencies that until now have been disconnected. And the governor says not to be surprised if that results in bigger numbers.
If you're successful in those efforts, you're going to be reporting more people. That doesn't mean you have a bigger problem.
But one particular statistic still concerns the governor. Last year, 70% of identified trafficking victims in Louisiana were 17 or younger. It's a rate that's increased every year since the state started collecting the data in 2015.
These are our children. These are our brothers and sisters, and we have to do everything that we humanly can in order to intervene and get them right side up again so that they can live out to their God-given potential.
Greg LaRose, WDSU News.
All right, and you can read more about the growing number of trafficking victims being identified in Louisiana right now at WDSU.com or on our mobile app.
Also, you can